Bruschetta. This will make you the hero of the party. Trust the process, believe in yourself. Now let's get to it. You're want to start out by fine dicing your tomatoes. When I say fine dice, it's not crazy super fine. You definitely want less than 1/4 inch squares. About like that. That's in my hand. I got a normal man size hand. About 1/4 inch square. If they're a little longer, a little shorter, it doesn't matter. Let me get all these chopped up for you. And we'll move on to the other things. Let's get these in the bowl. Now we're gonna want to start our onions. You can cut your onions as big as you want, but I recommend, because they're going on a small little crostini, that you fine dice them. When I say fine dice them, I mean like crazy fine. You don't want the onion to be overpowerful. You just want to know that it's there. See that? How small that is? That's really what you're looking for. Something small. Now, if you got big chunks, don't worry about it. I'm just telling you for texture purposes, keep everything smaller than the tomato, other than, of course, a tomato. Let's get these done. Put these back in the bowl. You could do the garlic if you want to, very super small, or get a garlic press. You can even use jarred garlic. But personally, in this recipe specific, real garlic is like irreplaceable. Real garlic's irreplaceable in everything. However, you can do garlic. It's just, this has so much more punch. When you bite into that crostini and that garlic is on there, oh my Lord, it's so much better. The garlic just doesn't provide that kind of hit. Done with all my fancy knife skills. So what you want to do now, get yourself a nice spoon. Get yourself a nice spoon. Throw a couple tablespoons of olive oil, good olive oil. The best you can afford. Like I always say, the best you can afford. A couple good glugs of that. A little coarse pepper. This is a restaurant style pepper. Just about a teaspoon, half teaspoon to teaspoon. Again, this is all to preference in this stage of the game. Definitely a tiny bit of salt, but not too much, because you don't want those tomatoes to really sweat out while it's sitting in the fridge. You don't want them to sweat out. So I would recommend not too much salt. Give it a nice stir. And now we are going to do the basil. Unfortunately, it is still late winter and I don't have my basil plants out. Everything I've got's already been dried. And since I don't have anything inside the house to grow plants like basil, I'm stuck with buying it at the store, which I don't care for because they're usually not very big and you got to go through a lot of little cutting. I didn't mention, but like the tomatoes, which you should already know, definitely wash these. You want about a dozen. Let's get these washed up real quick. Get a little pat dry, like that. Just stack all of your leaves. And then it's real simple, guys. What you do is you take them. And again, if you have bigger leaves, they're a lot easier. And you just roll it up real tight. And then just work your way across. And you can do one little slice in the middle if you like. So let's get that in there. And I'll do a lot of things by eye. If I see that I think I need a little more basil, I've got some more in the fridge. I'll throw some more in there, for more color and more flavor. We got everything in there we need. You just did a sprinkling of salt and pepper. We'll taste test after this rest. You want it to rest for at least 30 minutes in the fridge. This can go as long as 4, 5, 6 hours if you want to get it done early. All right, I got a baguette here. We are going to cut these into crostinis. I do it at least 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch thick. You don't want it too thin because when you put it in the oven, you don't want it to just be a cracker by the time you're done with it. All right, let's get our pan. Get them all on here and separate them. I need 2 pans with this. I usually just broil these. I do not bake them because I don't want them to be, like I said, a cracker. I want the top to be crispy and the bottom to be soft. So let's get these in the oven toasted and we'll get right back to you. We're going to put our bruschetta together, and it is pronounced bruschetta. I had to Google that. We always called it bruschetta. Anyway, you got your crostini. First thing you want to do is you want to throw a little goat cheese on there. Now, don't you wince or say, goat cheese, what the hell? No, goat cheese is delicious. It is not like a weird flavor. It's got a tiny bit of sourness to it, but it's not weird. It is actually very good. My wife is very picky and she loves this stuff. Then you want to take your tomato filling and you want to mush it down so it sticks to that goat cheese. Let's do all 3 of those real quick. Now here's the magic, guys. Now this is good by itself. You could eat it like that, but why? Let's take it to a whole nother level. This right here, it's a balsamic vinegar glaze made by Minari and Federazione or something. I honestly don't want to destroy that name. This is a sweetened, condensed down version of balsamic vinegar, and you don't need to like vinegar to like this. It's amazing. It's a little sweet. So all you want to do, watch, just drizzle. You can do light, heavy, doesn't matter. But I'm telling you, this stuff will change everything. And then take yourself a little shredded or grated or flaked Parmesan, put that on top. And what is that? What is that right there? That, my friends, is delicious. Now, you can obviously put it on a plate and then put it on your platter later so you don't have all the extra drizzle, but I'm telling you what I'm gonna do, you just moosh it down in that drizzle and I wanna eat it. So let's get Trina in here, let her taste this. I know she already likes them, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, it's all done. Got it all put together now. Trina's kind of a ringer in this because I know she already loves this stuff. So let's get her in here to get her opinion on a couple of things. Where's she at? Oh, she's in a mood. Oh, wrong side. People going to freak. People going freak. Anyway, you've had this a bunch. Now, first off, before you try it, tell the people about the goat cheese.
It's not bad. I wouldn't eat, me being picky, I wouldn't eat it by itself. But on this dish, it
works. It's kind of like people don't like mustard, but when there's mustard in something, they're okay with it. Or people don't like tomatoes, but they like tomato sauce.
Right. That's
what this goat cheese, you gotta try it. And it's only like, what, $3 for that? And it'll probably do the entire baguette. So anyway, you gonna try this?
Yes. Definitely.
I'm not letting it go. I'm eating one too. Yeah, this is amazing.
Just delicious.
That balsamic vinegar glaze. What do you think about that? Tell me about that.
It's got a little bit of a sweet, right?
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a sweet but sour. And it like I said, with everything together, it just goes.
Normal bruschetta, excuse me, is just simply a crostini with garlic that's been rubbed on it, tomato, basil, and olive oil. That's it. That's the traditional version. It's boring. Sorry, Italy. It's kind of boring to me. We had this at a kind of an expensive restaurant we went to just once. And they brought this as an appetizer. And I'm telling you, I would have rather eaten this than the steak they gave me. This stuff is that good. Trust the process. Believe in yourself and enjoy. Just
really
enjoy.
Enjoy. It's
yes.
great.
Have a good one.
Have a good day.